at a stable position, the Alep and Sicilian. And here we go. We'll see if this comes true. And there's E4, best by test.
E4 best by test, and Wesley trying to create his chances. Has to go for the Sicilian.
Wow, Wesley So playing the Sicilian just as he did yesterday. Magnus goes for something also offbeat here, not an open Sicilian, not any bishop b5 checks that I would perhaps have predicted before the day. He puts the white bishop on c4. So this is going to a bit of a side there from Wesley. So I was going to say it's going to be a quiet maneuvering battle.
Not just a side, but Wesley has frequently taken his glasses off before the start of the game. He's got them on, so I don't know if that gives him some kind of extra vision, if that will help him out here. But Wesley does seem bothered, and how can he not be? He's trailing 1 set to none, and now in the second set, he's also lost the first game. But this is just a position at this stage. He's not necessarily going to find winning chances with the black pieces, so if he can stabilize in this one, then go back to the drawing board with the white pieces.
Yeah, and even if he isn't able to get an advantage out the opening with black, get an attacking position out the opening with black, first you just have to survive the early stages, and I think Magnus's opening here is pretty much designed to push the tension into the middle game, into the later phases. So Wesley should be happy. I think he should be thrilled with the outcome of these last few moves. Magnus pausing as well right now. Of course, it's a level position. White might be the first to try and break out in the center, but Wesley's done nothing wrong. He's got a healthy development plan here. Black's going to castle, Black's knight's going to come out, and Magnus gaining space on the flanks. It feels like Magnus is playing against e5 as a first move. It feels like he's set up in Italian fashion, but he's playing against the Sicilian, so there will be some added twists a bit later on.
Slow start to this one. Magnus keeps it in close Sicilian territory, but at some point we are expecting a central break either from white or from black, seeing that d-pawn move forward. For Wesley, and it does immediately, so Wesley going for d5. Magnus doesn't pause, gives a check. And before we deep dive into this analysis, I want to ask you, David, how much of a challenge is it for Wesley right now to also leave behind what has just happened in game one with the white pieces?
It's a challenge. He wouldn't be human if he didn't feel the effects, feel the kind of aftermath of that heartbreaking defeat in the previous game with white. And I think Wesley more than others, wow, moving his king out of this check, not even blocking, it definitely feels like that previous game has got to him. This might be a decent decision. There's nothing wrong with it because the center's closed, but it does feel like Wesley more than others would be kind of affected by the psychology here. And look at him, he does not look happy at all at the board. This is by far the lowest we've seen him this week.
But it's a good move. That light square bishop that just gave the check is almost trapped. If you gave Wesley the turn, that bishop is going to be eliminated. So I think that Wesley made a good practical decision in a game where he wants to give himself some chances. I think he has chances now. Even if he's looking dejected, he should be focused because Magnus has to figure out how to save that piece.
or the move, Robert, you were advocating for?
I think the check loses. I think that if you check from the corner, white pushes the pawn and blocks the diagonal, and then rook h1 is unstoppable, pre-movable. So he might have to play queen f5. He does that to distract white. Sees that queen d7, I think, is the only choice, so that when white doubles up on the h file, you push your f pawn and defend on the 7th rank.
He finds the best defense again, Wesley. So 2 moves in a row. He found the only move. Magnus slides his rook across. You can see both players so nervous right now. Magnus testing the opponent, setting traps, setting threats. Wesley dodging again, defending well. He's holding on here, Wesley. So
Rook h1 is about to land. It will be the 7th rank defense from the queen with the f-pawn moving forward. Wesley immediately blitzes out. Magnus making moves with just 3 seconds on the clock. The knight jumps into the attack now, offering a trade. If it's taken, the g-pawn is weak.
And when Wesley panics, he takes a pawn off the board and now lands his knight in, but he's giving up his own black knight. And white's knight jumps in with a 4, dropping.
But
Magnus has blundered.
F2 is fine. The rook can use the intermezzo, take it off 2 with check, and then take the white rook. Will Wesley see it?
Oh,
no,
he
he missed
misses
it.
it. Wesley so could have picked up the f2 pawn with a check.
Wow, we're getting moves on the board, but Wesley could have won. He still has a pawn though, he's about to promote, and those black pawns are running our borders. Let's watch the players right now. Those black pawns against the might of white's rook. Wesley grabs a piece to fiddle with. It's a race.
I don't think the white rook can stop them, because there's a second pawn. He can push the a pawn. His knight is not under attack. And by the way, the black king was threatening the white knight. There go the pawns. They're unstoppable.
Wesley's winning again. Magnus is panicked. There's nothing Magnus can do. This is a check. Black's king just moves. And those black pawns, it's all about the pawns. New queens incoming for black.
That a-pawn moves 1 step forward and it is game over. Wesley will for now move forward with his king, find avoid the checks. Magnus can just give checks, but the king moves towards the center of the board.
Oh, watch out for rook d7.
Watch out.
He wants to make this,
One
I don't know what it's called, a windmill back and forth.
But can you
he's
fight
he's
against
a check. He found it. And he covers the square. Wesley so wins the game. What a comeback.
Magnus Carlsen resigns and you can see it. He was so close to taking this one. What a game. Wesley so stays in the fight, getting a win with the black pieces in a dramatic finish.
Wow, it was a deep dark forest and only Wesley So emerged unscathed there. We saw him bang the table in frustration before finding the winning move. The emotions are running high, but he struck back.
There's so much on the line in this match. $200,000 goes to the winner. $100,000 for the player that ends in second. We see Wesley, he looks at that poster that displayed every move matters, and Wesley found the best moves when it mattered most.